All right, guys, we're here on a service call. Ralph, this is a service call, and it's kind of like another point of what you just said about big companies and stuff. This is a friend of mine that works up at the Shell station out here where we get our lunch and stop for gas and all that out here in little town of Colleen. Her boyfriend took it upon himself, and she knows me, knows what I do, but her boyfriend took it upon herself to call probably our biggest residential AC company here in town, and they come out here and said, oh, you need a new system, and quoted them $9,500. Even though yeah, the system is a little older. You know, it's an older little Goodman system, but it seems to be in good shape. I haven't checked capacitors and stuff like that. The condenser needs to be cleaned, and I'm going to show you something else that they did. But all in all, we're probably going to end up getting this system back up and running because, first of all, you know, she's a first-time homeowner. She just bought this little house. It's a nice little house, and she can't afford to put a new system in here. I went and checked out the air handler. I didn't have the camera with me, but the air handler's fine. There was really nothing to show y'all. You know, all the controls look good. I mean, there was no rust. I mean, it is an older Goodman, but it hadn't been rusted out or nothing. So it looks good, and we're gonna clean it and do some other stuff to it, and we'll probably get this unit running. Okay, as you can see, we're working with a CPKE 42-1 from 2001. It's dirty, it needs to be cleaned, but here's the real kicker. She didn't do this when she bought the houses like this. Somebody added on this little top, and they took the one beam right here, and look where it's at, right up against the condenser. So, and then it's a quarter, about a quarter of the unit is underneath this roof. So I'm gonna have to move the condenser over, and it needs to be cleaned, and it's running. You can see it runs, and it sounds good. Bring it to me. So, you know, we're gonna I'm gonna have to unsweat it, and it looks like it is a heat pump, but somebody looks like they've unheat pumped it for some reason. So we're gonna take a look at that too. Okay, so this is what we found. This goes back to what Ralph said about, you know, you get what you pay for and stuff, and then but most of the time those high price guys are doing the crappiest work. This is a heat pump. Well, they've unheat pumped it. You can see they took the common off, the yellow. They left the orange on, but they cut it loose down here. See, they only got 2 wires going to it, and they're going straight to the contactor with it. So what I'm gonna do is, you know, this is kind of just like a look at, and look what they did with the reversing valve leads. They hooked them straight to the contactor. They hooked the reversing valve lead straight to the contactor to energize the reversing valve. Oh, man, this is pathetic. And they probably did this because the defrost board is out. So I'm gonna get her a new defrost board just to be safe. And they've unhooked the fan motor from the defrost board, you know, to eliminate the defrost cycle, and they've hooked it here. So this is just bad, and they didn't even hook this up, and then here's the yellow wire that should be going to the board, and it's a bad thing. So I'll get them a new defrost board and get her a price to relocate the unit, clean it, all that good stuff, and then we'll go from there. Okay, well, you just got done watching the video on that job, and you can see that what they did, they bypassed the defrost board, pretty much just eliminated it, and I don't know why. She just bought the house. She doesn't know who's worked on it. The company that came out and gave her a quote told her that the unit was too far gone to be repaired, but as you saw in the video, there's really nothing wrong with the unit. It runs. The contactor needs to be replaced. It's burnt. It's black, and somebody bypassed the defrost board. And why they did that, I don't know. It's something that I'll never know, you know. But if I had to guess, I would say it's because somebody came out there and there was an issue with the unit and they didn't know how to work on it because it was a heat pump. And there's a lot of guys around here like that don't know how to work on heat pumps. So they just turned it into a straight cool condenser and use the electric heat as their main source of heat. So I honestly don't know if the defrost board is bad or not. But I'm gonna go ahead and replace the defrost board because Goodman defrost boards are cheap. I'm not gonna go and do all this rewiring and all this stuff and leave that defrost board on there and then to come to find out the defrost board is bad. And then you saw that the unit, you know, it's been abandoned. It hasn't been serviced. It's pretty dirty. And whoever built that canopy, that's nobody's fault. That's just the idiot that built the canopy. He put one of his posts right, you saw it right against the unit. So instead of spending $9,500 like the big company here in town that calls themselves the best says, that instead of spending $9,500 to put a new system in like they said needs to be done, she's going to end up spending a few $100s with me to put a defrost board on there. And I went to the thermostat. They've rewired the thermostat, you know, for straight cool, and of course they probably went in the air handler and did the same thing. So I'm going to have to rewire the stat, rewire the air handler on the low voltage, and then do the same thing on the condenser, put a defrost board. Then I have to cut the condenser loose and move it over a couple feet to get it out from underneath that canopy. So that just, you know, goes to show you. And see, that company that went out there, it's like what Ralph was saying, they work on commission. Well, I mean, they get paid by the hour too, but if they sell something, they get a really big commission. So, you know, and what I don't understand is that the girl plainly told this company, she said, I don't have the money to put a new unit. I mean, she told them that. She goes, I don't have the money. But then again, come to find out, her boyfriend is the one that went behind her back and called them out there, because, you know, they offer financing and all this and that. But still, you know, she told her boyfriend, we can't afford it. So she had me go take a look at it, and that's what I found. I can make the system work. The system, it's an 01 Goodman. It's not in horrible shape, but I can fix it, and I can get her a few more years out of it until she can afford to replace it. You know, she may get another 5-6 years out of that thing, maybe more. Who knows? So it's Saturday. Monday I'm gonna call, you know, and check availability on the defrost board, and I'm pretty sure that I can rewire it without a wiring diagram. I'm pretty familiar with those units, but I'm gonna go ahead and get a wiring diagram for that unit just to make sure that I do it all right, because, you know, you can never be too safe. But I'm pretty sure that I know how to do it. But I'm gonna go ahead and get a wiring diagram and wire it up, unsolder it, or cut it loose, and move it a couple feet, and check the Freon and all that good stuff, and then we'll go from there. So Thanks for watching, and see you guys on the next one.